Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, man. Y'all wake up. Wake up.
Everybody,
Wake up.
everybody.
Hey, man, I love it. Man, listen. I call them ad libs. You know, you're in the music industry, but like I think Teddy had the best ad libs ever. You
Ever,
know what I'm
ever.
talking about? That closed the door.
Uh,
Teddy was going ham on it, man. Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing out there?
yes, this is the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
That's
Can y'all
actually.
hear me?
Can
Can you hear
y'all?
me?
I can hear you.
Okay,
You
as long
talking
as
about
you
getting
can.
y'all like somebody else?
Well, can you hear me? Well, this is Qiana,
And it's King Jab, y'all. We live here.
and we're brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as.
See that
And we are redefining.
was cool, and the image of us as peoples.
Right, and smart is the.
Only gangster.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, ain't no more gangster, man. You just got to be smart with it, man.
Ain't no the smart, the new gangster. It's the
The
only
only gangster,
gangster.
man. That's it. If you trying to be gangster and it ain't in a smart way, it ain't gonna work out for you. I highly advise it.
Like,
Ain't no more
listen,
gangsterism,
because
man.
you know what, the industry, like everything, done changed so much. Like even like the dope game and like
The
it's a whole. So listen, like looking at like 80s and 90s, like the streets and everything,
everything is
like everything has
it's
changed.
completely different. The standards, it was a semi code to the streets. You know what I mean? Back then,
Mm-hmm.
and it was being ruined then, and it's inexistent now. You can't really trust nobody, and you got to really realize, like I always tell kids when I talk to them, your homeboys can go be your co-defendants, and you better look at it like that. Like all young thug homeboys, what they co-defendants. Now they're in a situation where if you go be solid or you go, you know what I
And this
mean?
is the only thing that I don't like about the streets because, well, it's not the only thing,
What?
but what I don't like about the streets is that like you have to be one way in the streets and then another way at home, and a lot of times,
That same thing ain't going to work.
no, but a lot of times, but it's different.
I agree. I agree,
No, no,
but
no,
yeah,
it's totally
I
different.
agree.
And
And
so, and usually one trumps the other.
okay, I'm not go. You
And
know
then
what I
what
mean?
I'm saying is because okay, come on in, come on. Yeah, we can. When I say this, is that like trusting people in the streets can get you killed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kinda. Trusting people in real life, sit right there. Trusting people in real life get your feelings hurt. You know what I mean? Like, not saying you get what I'm saying.
Feelings hurt.
Right. There's a difference on when you're doing it and the mistrust that you have for people in the streets. It's hard to cut it off when you come home.
Well,
Because you see everybody the same at that point. It's kind of hard.
I don't,
It's like
I
in
don't,
too deep.
I don't trust nobody.
You trust your wife,
That's it. That's the only person I choose to
but I'm just
trust.
saying you trust
And
your wife.
I trust a lot of my brothers, but just like
Good morning, Damien.
I told one of my friends the other day, I said I'd be careful who I deal with because of the amount of loyalty that I put into people and the amount that I give. So
Mm-hmm.
I just don't, deal with everybody. You know what I mean?
Which is fine.
That's great. Hey, we got a guest in here,
We do
y'all.
have a guest. We have a guest. We have a Kile. Ed, you want to introduce yourself?
The great.
Yes.
Good morning. Yes, I'm Akila Anai, and I'm a member of the African People's Socialist Party, the Uhuru movement. And yeah, thank you guys for allowing me to join you this morning.
Yeah, okay, so I wasn't laughing at you. I said good morning, Damien. He done put comedian Damien Davis. Good
Hey,
morning.
listen,
He really did.
I'm gonna stop this. Hold on. My dog earned that title, and when he said that, I respected it. Like, cause I remember how that started. It was your fault. You called that man the other word, and he said no.
I call him Dominoes.
Yes, and he stood on that. But we got a Keely, and on my earliest remembrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that's my earliest remembrance because it was probably earlier than that. But I remember I was looking at social media and I seen this young woman spit fire. I was like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness, who that? And then I'm like, okay, that's who that is. Hey, that's my homeboy daughter too.
See,
Oh,
okay. See, I don't know who her father is, right? And maybe I might, but I
mm-hmm.
don't know. So I remember first seeing her and seeing her speak when she ran for city council.
That's when the
Right.
fire was.
And what I saw, oh, thank you, Jab, Damien say. Okay. Oh, Jab, I mean, Damien, don't.
I'm here for us, brother.
But here we go. Whatever. You know. But I remember hearing how powerful and how passionate she was speaking out there and what her platform was, and she did not waver. So it also reminded me of, like, you know, when you go off to college and you get that awakening and you on college campus and you like, hear me now, like, you know, and you rallying up all the other freshmen and sophomores in that, and they like, oh yeah, they ready to go home and tell their mamas like, yeah. Yeah, this is what. So that's what I remember. It was nice and refreshing. You know what I mean? To see it. And then somebody so young and so passionate at that time. You know what I mean? Because a lot of young people are not into politics, unfortunately.
Okay.
So yeah. So big shouts out to you.
Thank you.
I know you're out here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't just come to just bless us with your beautiful face. You have a message to tell. So go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and tell the people why you're here.
I know the fire coming.
Oh, well, I really want to appreciate, you know, the time of being able to be here and give you this information, because this is something that we feel it's really important. It's a historic moment, and you know, you turn on your TV, you open up your newspaper, if you're still reading the newspaper, hopefully you are, and you can see all this stuff happening like in the world and right here, you know, where we are, and just all of this political turmoil that's happening in the world. And in the mix of that was these attacks that happened against our movement on July 29th of last year, 2022. Mm-hmm. People remember the FBI came and raided 7 homes and properties of the Uhuru movement, including Chairman Amalia Shatella, which is a steadfast, you know, leader here in the Black Power struggle since the 1960s. And on April 18th of this year, the U.S. government, the Department of Justice, indicted Amalia Shatella, Penny Hess, and Jesse Neville, 3 members of the Uhuru movement, on bogus charges of being Russian agents. That's what, and so I just mentioned, you know, from the 1960s, this person, Amalia Shatella, has been moving and fighting for Black people in this city and around the world. That's his legacy. It's what he's been doing, and so they you know, initiated these charges, said that that's not the genius of the chairman. That's not the genius of Black people, you know, working and fighting to be free. That is all a Russian plot. You know, that's what they said. So on July 17th of this year, one of the attorneys for the Uhuru Three is what we've coined these comrades. So one of the attorneys, Leonard Goodman, filed a motion to dismiss the charges against the Uhuru Three on the basis that the indictment by the U.S. government is attacking political activity that's protected by the First Amendment right to free speech. Mm-hmm. And that every single thing that they listed as an overt act or their quote unquote evidence of us somehow being operatives of a foreign government are all based in constitutionally protected, rights to be able to say what it is that we want to say and use the platforms that we've created to be able to say these things. Mm-hmm. And so the motion to dismiss also requested a hearing for oral arguments for the attorneys to be able to take this on before there has to be some kind of trial, long drawn out trial,
which is unheard of.
Exactly. So we did it because we want to push every single avenue, to get these bogus charges dropped. So we asked for that hearing in front of a judge, and the judge actually granted this hearing, which is going to be happening tomorrow, in Tampa, at the Tampa Division Courthouse, and it's happening at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. The judge is going to hear oral arguments from our attorneys. The U.S. government is going to have to defend themselves against what is clearly an attack on the First Amendment right to free speech. So it's very powerful, because normally they just go, send this to a jury, let the jury decide and send it to a trial.
So let me bust down something real quick, right? First of all, to get an indictment has to go for a grand jury, which has like a 98% rate, because they can go in there and say what they want to say.
Right.
I, being an investigative journalist that I am, I read the entire indictment.
Mm-hmm.
I struck it up with a highlighter, gave it back to your dad. Straight up, here, boom. This is what I see. My mindset, like, I'm not an attorney, but I lived in the federal system and I practiced law within that.
Mm-hmm.
So my mind state was like, man, let me see what they talking about. Everything you said, it was all cap. It was all circumstantial. And I'm like, they pulled an indictment from, it was not one piece of physical evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it wasn't one piece. This is why when they win the raid, they try to take everything. They take an audit. They try to find.
It was a search and seizure.
Yeah, that's it.
It
wasn't
it
one
was
piece.
really a search and seizure procedure. Now, this is just me. So the views that are expressed is not of 99 Jams and not technically of the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. This is everybody individually.
My views, always my views, y'all.
Right,
I'm sorry,
just saying that
I might go left, right.
Right, so I want to say that because the views and expresses of everybody that's speaking on the mics today, and so it's not associated with anything else other than that. Just wanted to throw that out there. But it seems like it was a search and seizure mission. And the way that they did it, like nobody killed anybody, nobody did anything for you to go into the house basically with guns, drones, all that other stuff for something that you said for words.
Right. Yeah.
Like for words.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, So, yeah.
I also, because I spoke about this several times on the Voice of the People, and I've done several interviews with your brothers from St. Louis. I don't have them call in everywhere. I also have been just saying to my community, pay attention, because I see something happening and we'll look back 20 years later like we just not figuring out what happened with Fred Hampton when it came out as a movie.
Right.
We just not figuring out what happened with the Black Panthers and they're attacking the Uhuru in the same manner.
And
So let's not wait 20 years to figure out what's going on, y'all.
And that's what I said on the show before, because we've had the chairman on a few times, right? And I don't want to wait 20 years for people to look at and be like, oh, it was a mistake. And then now they're offering money. No, we want lives change. And this is a time for our community, for me to say, our community to link up, right? And be strong. And I don't think that we always have to agree, you know what I mean, to have the same common goal. We all want a strong Black community. We all want our community to be treated better, but we have to start with us first.
And I want to add one more thing before I let Keely finish. Also, I've seen with the chairman, a lot of people don't really, a lot of my elders, like this is a conversation I have with my mom. She don't know him as the chairman. They know him, I don't know if it's disrespectful, but they know him as Joe Waller. Like we have elders on it. Like right now, if I say that name, like that's Joe Waller.
Yeah,
right.
That's who that was. I'm standing in City Hall looking at the place that's still vacant where he's pulled down the mural in our City Hall. There's nothing there still right now to this day. Right. Yeah. So we gotta understand what's going on with our history, man, right here in the city. So like that's why I'm kind of passionate about this. I wish I could make it tomorrow, but I can't.
I was trying to figure out too when I got the phone call, but I have my clients got doctor's appointments, and I'm like, oh. I mean, because I'm a person that likes to know facts. Like, I mean, what happened into innocent until proven guilty? You know what I mean? It's like already guilty, and then you got to be proven innocent. And then what happens is the dirt is already on your name. So then it's already stink everywhere, and everybody's smelling the stink, and they're not even waiting till the dust like fall and settle. Yeah. And we're so ready to point fingers, and I understand people are scared out here. Nobody wants to be associated with certain things, but you have to stand for something or you'll fall for anything.
Yeah. Well, I I think that, so many important things have been said here. First, I just want to point out that the motion to dismiss that was filed can actually be read on our website, handsoffuhuru.org. So you can actually read that motion to dismiss that counters the indictment. The prosecutors responded to the motion to dismiss, and then our attorneys also were able to do a counter argument, and that's what included in it the request for oral hearing. So all of that can be read, studied, because I appreciate what you said about just going through that indictment, highlighting things, and just, pulling out the pieces that clearly do not make sense. I mean, we don't have to go to law school to be able to see this is, something you can see right through. So we really encourage people to read that and study those documents, because that's what the argument is going to consist of on tomorrow. And again, just really encourage people who can to come stand with us, pack the courthouse. This is not going to be a protest or demonstration as such, but it is going to be necessary to, have the court see the kind of, have these eyes that are on them, because it's really what happens with the people that make the difference in the courtroom. The law and all the legal proceedings and things like that were not put in place for us to be able to be free and to be able to walk out of here, just easy. It's just not designed for that purpose. But the power of the people is a thing that puts pressure on these forces to move in a desired manner. So it's going to be really important. So if for anybody who needs like carpooling or anything like that, we'll be pulling out of the Uhuru House, 1245 18th Avenue South parking lot tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Otherwise, meet us out there at 9 a.m. At the Tampa Division Courthouse for the hearing that begins at 9:30.
That's the federal courthouse?
That's the Tampa Division, yeah.
That's the
courthouse,
Sam
801.
Gibbons. I
on that brick road.
That's right in my. I know that. I know the address. I just can't remember. I don't sent them so many motions.
Yeah.
The Sam M. Gibbons courthouse over there, y'all.
Yeah. So come out and stand with us, and then following, we have an event. We're going to be having an event to get on the bus rally, because we're going to march on the White House, the Black People's March on the White House, November 4th, and we want people from our town, this city right here, to go march on the White House and bring your grievance, bring your struggle to the Black People's March. And it's not going to be like the same kind of we shall overcome type marches, but it's a march with an objective, to what end, and what we're demanding is to drop the charges against the Uhuru 3, defend the Black community's right to freedom of speech. Because as you said, we don't have to agree with on everything. As a people, we don't have to, you don't have to agree with anything that I'm saying, but do we as a people have a right to say it? Do we as a people have a right to advocate in our own interest? Do we have this right, to fight for our freedom? Mm-hmm. And that is what's on the table here. If they are successful in locking up, imprisoning Chairman Amalia Shatella on bogus charges, what they've essentially done is null and void the First Amendment right. That's what we have to understand. It's like they've taken this right for Black people and all people in this country to freedom of speech. Once they open that door, they don't give it back. Once they take it away, they do not give it back. So we have to.
They don't, because
that's been set.
Exactly. No, it is, because revolutionaries get locked up for life. Drug dealers get freed.
Yeah.
And murderers get free. Like, you look at this, but if you're trying to pull people together and rally them up and giving them a voice, you can get locked up for life for that. And if you look at it, look at all the revolutionaries, they lost their lives.
Yep.
Or they got life in prison. Yep. Or they had to leave this country and go somewhere else for the rest of their lives. Yep. There's murderers that have gotten less time, who went and killed people, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Then revolutionaries, then people that's actually out there speaking against this. So yeah.
And it's ironic what you said about the courthouse. And when I tell my story, I tell people this all the time. When we were indicted in St. Petersburg, the up with hope, down with dope. My elders, when we had our arraignments, about 30 of them in our arraignment. And I get it. But when they sentenced us, and the 6 Black men from St. Petersburg, Miami, wherever they got us from, and they gave us over 600 years in total in federal bureau in time, nobody was there. Mm-hmm. The elders in the community didn't see how they were giving these young us 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, 21 years, 17 years. Just, it was candy. It was over 600 years when you added it up. And that's very important. Like when you say that, like, we have to be there to see and if it's further court dates, man, go and see what happens, because if you can't just start in the beginning and not see it all the way through.
Right.
And I wish those elders would have seen what happened, because I don't think they were even aware. That's why I don't hold what happened ill will against them.
You can't, because they saw a problem in the community, right? And the elders saw their children getting addicted to drugs, right? And they saw them ruining their community. They saw that they had to then raise their grandkids because their children no longer could function properly because they were addicted to drugs.
And I agree with all that.
So what happened is they asked for help, but sometimes when you do your prayers and when you ask for stuff, you have to be clear exactly what you ask for, because you could say, I want my streets to be clean, but if you don't say how you want it to be clean and what should it look like for you, and like if you send them to jail, this is what they good. I don't want my black men to go to jail. I want them to get another option. I want them to get training. I want them to do this. They're going to possibly take it to the max, and we saw that. Again, when there's nobody out there fighting for you, they think that there's nobody fighting for you, so they treat you any type of way. You see the kids in school who go to school, when they don't have parents that show up for them, they feel like nobody don't care, so they don't care. But you get this parent that go in there, your child is treated different because they know that you care. So this is why it's important that we show up to court if you can. Go to the White House when you can, so they know that we are together, that this is a people that cares. In unity, we make change.
Yeah.
Perfect time to be nosy.
Yeah.
Right.
For y'all nosy ones out there, go be nosy, man. Just go show up, man.
You want to stick your nose in this one, right? Yeah, I promise.
Perfect time to be nosy. I know it's some of y'all that, man, go be nosy.
Well, and I just want to say too, just with regard to what was just stated, and it's just interesting because you have these forces who are the real criminals, who create the kind of conditions in our community. Who, when you talk about Fred Hampton, there was a whole war that was being made on Black people during that time of the 1960s to crush our movement in the same movement that the chairman was, was born out of, and an organizer in this movement received all out war, by the U.S. government. There was a whole plan. It was called COINTELPRO. This is not something I'm making up. This was their own documents, that said what their stated objectives were. This is why there were all of these assassinations. That's why all of these organizations were destroyed. That's why people are still locked up in prison today. There's Assata Shakur exiled and, living in Cuba. There's Mumia Abu Jamal, who's rotting in prison, and, all these forces, Leonard Peltier, freedom fighters who are still rotting in prison. You had the New York Panther 21 with Afeni Shakur, all 21 members of the Black Panther Party who had to fight, these bogus charges on them. They were successful in that effort because they waged this political campaign. But it's just important to see this attack on our movement and our community in that context. And they didn't just come for revolutionaries. They came for Black people. You didn't even have to be in the Black Power movement. You just had to be Black during the Black Power movement of the 1960s, for these attacks to happen to you. And part of that attack...
Wasn't it Layla Hathaway? Who was the singer who they attacked? I watched her. Who was it?
I'm not sure. I don't want to.
But the hanging fruit. I can't think.
Oh, Billie Holiday. Yes.
Yeah, they attacked.
It was a whole line. I mean, we talked about this too. There's articles we've written about this just in the context of this campaign, because they try to make this seem like this some new invention. They're attacking us because of Russia or something like that. No, this is a historic thing. The government's always been involved in attacking Black people and those who are brave enough to stand up for Black people. And that there's a history of that. So to separate what's happened to Amalia Shatella in 2022, 23 from what they did in the 1960s, we can't do this. It's a whole continuum, here. And so they've attacked Aretha Franklin, Paul Robeson, countless people. Like I said, you didn't even have to be a revolutionary. You just had to say something or be associated with the wrong people and you could be attacked. And they have, documents. They tailed the Queen of Soul, surveilled her for decades. The FBI did, to attack this woman. She always lived with that, as she's up there singing, she's living with the fact that the FBI is listening to her some way, somehow. And, even the drug question, they pumped the drugs into our community, and that's well documented, a part of the counterinsurgency.
All right.
So
hold on, we got a call. Hey, caller, introduce yourself.
Hey, good morning. It's your boy comedian David Davis.
Good morning,
How's this
comedian
one?
Damian Davis.
Yeah, I'm glad you got it together. I'm glad y'all got that sister enough because I hate the federales. That it's the reason why they make the toilet paper because they full of boo boo, and that's what y'all need to get down there to the courthouse. I can't go down there because every time I go there, my stomach go to hurt. So y'all,
The
I was
BG.
rooting from the highs. Yeah, I had too many bad experience. That's a creepy street down there too in the jail. We go
Hey,
there,
buddy,
play
you
court.
gotta tell.
It look like
I was in
your
the
whole
bus,
life
dog.
on edge. That street creepy. Yeah, I can't make, but I want all my black people to get down there and stand up for justice, man. These
Yes.
people ain't no good out there. And all my black people who down there by my comedy special, sometimes I feel like a nut, sometimes I don't. This comedian, they gonna sign out. I love y'all.
Thank you.
I love him. Yeah, y'all go get his comedy special.
Yeah.
Cash App him. Put it in the chat, Damien. Comedian.
Comedian
Yeah,
Damien.
see,
Thank you. Look, some people be like, I worked hard for my doctorate, so you got to call me Doctor So and so. So I'm
Yeah.
like, that's comedian
He-
Damien. That's what he said.
Yeah.
and he
worked
he
hard
grinded
for
for
his
that,
name.
man.
Like,
He
he
grinded
grind
for
for
that.
that.
He
Like
did.
to see where he started and
Mhm.
where he's at right now. Like that's why,
Yep.
man, you
He
got
deserved that.
He
No,
got,
like
he
he
got it.
definitely earned it. He definitely earned it.
Yeah.
I was finna say something. He did make me lose my thought though.
Oh.
Process, comedian, sir. But okay, the importance of what happened,
Mhm.
from what I see,
Mhm.
what people don't realize. First and foremost, they said that y'all was affiliated with the Russians. This is the problem.
Mhm.
Go back to the last administration. Our president used to run behind Putin with his tail wagging the whole time,
Right.
sniffing. Because yes. On top of that is when, oh my goodness, I lost my thought process. Okay, so with Putin, then I had, oh my God, I'm sorry, Qiana. Go ahead.
So listen, so while he coming back,
Yeah,
they can meet everybody tomorrow at 8:30 if they need a ride.
Yes.
Y'all Ubering people on over there.
Yes.
At 8:30,
Mhm.
meet at the Uhuru house. Give the address again.
It's 1245 18th Avenue South. And I've heard some people say they can't make the court proceeding in the morning. So if you can, 6 p.m. at the Uhuru House, we're going to have a meeting where we'll be able to talk about the hearing itself.
Mhm.
Chairman Amalia Shatella is going to be speaking. Penny Hess and Jesse Neville. And, Chairman, we are in St. Louis at our headquarters, and the chairman has been on a tour since the start of this month. And so, we'll have him in our city again. So it's always a treat to be able to come out there and hear him speak. So we want, people to come, be able to sum up this hearing, what we just did, but also, where we're going to take it next, which is again, Washington, DC for the Black People's March on the White House, November 4th. So if you want to learn more about how to get to DC with us from St. Pete, you need to be at the Get on the Bus rally, which is tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Uhuru House. If you can't make the court proceedings, if the court proceedings make your stomach turn, Pepto-Bismol is not going to help. They come
Okay. All right, I got my thought, y'all.
Okay, go ahead.
It's very important. All right, so when people don't understand the importance of the Pinellas County election, when Pinellas County was counted up the last election, Joe Biden walked across the stage. Same with Trump. When it went red, Pinellas County, hey man, it's time to go. So the attack is really on a Pinellas County election, really, because they saying that it was the mayor run for Jesse Neville. And that's what they say, and that's what they say. So I want y'all to understand the importance and the controlling around the local election, which inflicted this to a larger level, because we look past our local election. We don't really understand it, but this all stemmed from the mayoral race.
So you look at it. So if you don't like jumping off what you're saying, so from Pinellas County all the way to Orlando, the I-4 corridor, they call it, right? And they look at it, and this is how important it is. Wherever this turns, if this portion of Florida is blue,
Mhm.
they know typically the rest of the state will go that way. If this portion is red from Pinellas County all the way to Orlando, this is how important it is to the election. Depending on how this turns, is how the rest of the state goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
We dictate. We are the net. We dictate how everything else goes. Typically, we know we don't subscribe to all, but if you see Pinellas County all the way to Orlando, the majority of this turns red, the rest of the state is going to turn red. And this is why I'm telling everybody to get out there and vote. A question for you: what happened with the radio station and the funding?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up, because that was a part of this attack. And this further proves that it's not about anything with a foreign government, that it's everything that we've done to transform the lives of Black people, and which includes, building a radio station, much like this one, so we could have a discussion, talk about Black issues and not be afraid to apologetic about it, because we deserve to have these kind of platforms. So we have this this radio station, and that applied for COVID relief funds, federal funding, and the Pinellas County Commission, not Pinellas County Commission, the Pinellas is it the commission? Yeah, the Pinellas County Commission. This went before them to approve basically recommendations that had been made about who should receive this funding. So APDF, the nonprofit, which this radio station is a project of, put in for those funds and ranked 4 out of 55 and 4 out of 79 applications, respectively, for 2 different requests for funding, both of which, again, were highly recommended. And one actually voted for approval back in November. And then they had an election. The board, the seating changed. And and so they revoked these resources in February when it was time to actually roll out payout. They revoked the vote to give this community station some funding. And then they cited all of these, they gave an explanation as to why we no longer basically fit the criteria of what it is that they wanted to pay for. But we knew what it was, because we were getting these kind of attacks everywhere in our economic institutions. They were shutting down bank accounts. They were closing people's personal accounts. They were calling back loans, even though, these economic institutions have a stellar credit report. So, it was an economic attack, an assault on our institutions. And so we challenged them. We did press conferences. We went to the commission meetings. We had a petition drive where in less than a week, we had over 600 petition signatures from people in this city saying, this funding belongs to Black Prayer 96 Radio. And so Black Prayer 96 did hire a lawyer. They will be suing the Pinellas County Commission and, for those resources back, because they belong to Black people and to that institution. And, when we look at where the funding is going, they're going to places outside of our community. The people who were impacted by COVID the most, statistically speaking, are not getting these funds.
Absolutely.
And they're all going out, to these, these other projects and $1 million companies, that
who don't need the money.
Exactly. So we're challenging that, and we have to fight it, and that's the thing, even with this court case right here, with the DOJ, and they do this kind of attack and intimidation all the time. Now they come at us with a different level of violence, with flashbang grenades and assault weapons, but they do these kinds of attacks to people all the time. And what they expect you to do is roll over, and they accept it. You can't win, but you can win.
Because our community is so automatically scared of them. When you say the FBI, the IRS is like, whoa.
Right.
They okay, no, man, I ain't gonna go that all the way in there, but it's, and I guess that comes from my elders, immediate fright, and I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, but
the fear of losing things that you work hard for has crippled our community, because I think that we're always behind the 8 ball, right? And then when we get something, we hold so tight to it because we're afraid that we're gonna lose it. But sometimes we have to let some stuff go so that we can get greater stuff. We can get more stuff. If your hands is so clutched tight with what you have, nothing else. You can't grab nothing else.
Right.
And so you really have to think about that, is that we got to think the greater good of our people.
So we got 4 minutes for our break. We're going to let you have it, man. Anything you want to say?
4 minutes.
And we need any handles, any information, phone numbers.
Yeah.
Let's give it to them.
Okay, yeah. So first, I'll just say handsoffuhuru.org is the one-stop shop website for everything you need to know about this case, this campaign. If you are into and want to read and study the legal documents, they're on this website. If you want to know what to do, how to support this campaign, it's on that website. Read more about the articles. We were talking about some of the artists, that were surveilled by the FBI. We have a wealth of information that shows the history of these types of attacks on Black people in this country and also throughout the world, and just the activities of this government that this government is currently engaged in. They say that they are attacking us because we are a threat to democracy, and everything that they're doing is supposed to be ensuring democracy in America. Well, they're out here working to overturn governments, initiating coups, and attacking the people who are fighting for true democracy. Because we in our movement say the highest expression of democracy is self-determination. To have our own platform, to have our own agenda. This is the thing. We say, okay, here's our platform during the elections. We say we're going to run on a platform of reparations to Black people. And, that reparations is not some new concept, in the Black movement and in this country. We've been debating this question, fighting around the question of reparations. And for the first time in U.S. history, reparations was on the ballot, and it happened right here in St. Petersburg, Florida. They try to say that is some kind of...
they said the Russians told y'all
and
that.
Exactly. They say... This is what they said, and like you said, they sectioned
like
off.
You ain't been living your life all your life,
right.
And I need to be told that to fight for my
right,
that somebody had to come and tell me, say, hey, you Black,
right?
Like somebody had to say,
you know what they did to you, right?
Hey. So you need to fight for what's yours,
right? Exactly.
Did you know you was Black?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they they tell this story, and they attacked us for running for office, which is supposed to be something we have access to. We're supposed to be able to run for office and vote. That's what we're supposed to be able to do. We fought for it. That's what we always get told. So we actually utilize the electoral process, and then what happens? We get attacked for using the electoral process and forwarding our own agenda. That's not what the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, whatever, says. We define our own interests, so we get attacked for that, and we say that we were, they say now we were weaponizing free speech, even though free speech is in and of itself a weapon for the people.
Right.
So the thing is, they're attacking the real forces who are fighting for true democracy, and they're saying it in the name of democracy, when what they're really doing is eliminating the ability for people to be able to struggle in their own interests. And that's what democracy looks like. And democracy looks like being able to express views, even if they're contrary to what the U.S. government is putting out at any given time. And what they're saying is, at any moment that you disagree with what they say, they have the right. This is what their argument is, literally, that they have the right to lock you in prison. Sharon Amalia Chatel will be 82 years old next month. And they're trying to put this man in prison for 15 years. That's essentially a life sentence. And so we have to be very clear about what it is that they're doing. We do not have to repeat history. This time we will win. Our mission was to complete the Black Power movement of the 1960s. That's the mission we stay on. There was no point where our mission ever changed, even though they say that we, been workforce foreign government. If you look back at every single document published by our organization, you will see our line, our message, our mission is consistent, from the beginning. And, so we're on that trajectory. We are going to win this thing. And we want people to be out there with us again tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. at the Tampa Division Courthouse, or come ride with us at 8:30 a.m. at the Uhuru House, or come to the meeting at 6 p.m. at the Uhuru House to get on the bus to November 4th. And again, really want to appreciate the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club for just allowing us to continue having these discussions. And you guys done some of the most powerful interviews up to date with the chairman. So thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. So we got to take a break. Ride out. Listen, we have 7 minutes. Tag a friend. We have another guest coming in. We have Would You Rather. We didn't throw that out there. I think it's kind of funny. Yeah, we're gonna come back and do all of that other stuff.
So send me on one, y'all.
Yeah, I am. But I want to thank you for coming in. We definitely appreciate it. Yeah, we'll be back.
Authorities said the hall had prefabricated panels that were highly flammable. Ambulances rushed to the location, and fire workers tried to halt the spread of the flames. There have been reports previously of violations of construction and safety standards in Iraq, causing loss of life.
Donald Trump has described a New York judge who ruled that he'd fraudulently overstated the value of his business empire as deranged. Mr. Trump said the case against him was ridiculous and untrue. Naima Rahmani is a former U.S. federal prosecutor.
It is who we are as a nation, and it's about damn time that we live up to our values and give immigrants the respect and the dignity they deserve.
Plus, we'll look at the U.S. government's landmark lawsuit against Amazon and the growing Democratic calls for New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez to resign after he was indicted for bribery. All that and more coming up. Welcome.
Hello, friends and neighbors of District 7 and the greater St. Petersburg community. Welcome to the District 7 newsletter. Today is 7/7/23, and we would like to take a few moments to review some of the achievements of our representative on the City Council, Brother John Mahomet. Over the past 9 months, Council Member Mohammed has worked diligently to uplift and support residents of our district by advocating for small businesses, addressing social justice issues, fostering community engagement, and so much more.
In this brief video presentation, we will share with you some of the work that is being done to build a stronger, more prosperous, and inclusive district.
But he can't do it alone. He needs your help. There are many ways you can get involved and make a difference right here in our community. So, if you haven't already, I encourage you to take the District 7 survey and subscribe to our newsletter at www.d7speaks.com.
By subscribing, you'll be the first to know about upcoming events, initiatives, and opportunities to get involved. Together, we can continue to build a stronger, more inclusive District 7. And once again, we would like to thank you for your dedication to our community and taking a few moments to review a little bit of the work being done to create a brighter future for District 7.
Let us begin by highlighting Council Member Mohammed's commitment to supporting small businesses and promoting economic development. During Small Business Week, Brother John stood alongside Mayor Ken Welch, Council Chair Brandy Gabbard, and other members of the Council, as well as city staff, to announce the allocation of $1.35 million to support small businesses in South St. Pete. Councilmember Mohammed was also blessed to read a proclamation declaring Small Business Week during the launch of the Microfund Grant Program, which provides financial assistance to local entrepreneurs. Through these initiatives, we aim to foster economic growth and sustainability within our district.
Brother John also took time to meet with small business owners in our district, including a stop at the Tasty Treat Cafe, and participating in the ribbon-cutting ceremony of Sid's and the Catalyst on the Deuces. These establishments mark the opening of new spaces for meeting, collaboration, and contribute to the economic development of our district.
Recognizing the importance of a thriving business community, Council Member Mohammed is actively working with local business owners to organize the 49th Street Business Association. This initiative aims to unite local entrepreneurs, encourage collaboration, and support economic growth and development along the corridor.
Moving on to community engagement and outreach, Councilmember Mohammed has been actively participating in neighborhood association meetings, providing opportunities for residents to voice their concerns, share ideas, and work together towards community improvement.
He has also held several one-on-one meetings with constituents on various topics, in addition to hosting 2 town hall gatherings to ensure their voices are heard and their concerns are addressed effectively. This direct engagement with the community allows him to understand the needs of our district and work with others to find the best solutions.
Council Member Mohammed has also recognized the outstanding contributions of individuals through the Sunshine Ambassador Awards. These awards celebrate those who are making a positive impact in our community and inspiring others to follow in their footsteps.
In addition, he actively participated in outreach efforts with the Urban Affairs Department, is co-hosting regular community canvases and cookouts, while also attending community events to engage with residents, listen to their concerns, and work towards finding solutions that positively impact our community.
Council Member Mohammed is also a consistent advocate for social justice and community support. He recently attended the Florida for All Unity March and Rally, advocating for equality, justice, and the well-being of all residents. He attended the St. Pete Pride Parade with his family and participated in a flag-raising ceremony while promoting inclusivity and celebrating diversity.
Councilmember Mohammed has actively participated in Juneteenth celebrations, mural reveal, flag-raising ceremonies, and other events commemorating the emancipation of enslaved individuals and highlighting the significance of African American history and culture.
Addressing the critical issue of mental health, he served as a panelist and has been a strong advocate for raising awareness and advocating for improved resources and support systems within our community.
Moreover, Councilmember Mohammed contributed to the State of Black St. Pete panel discussion addressing the challenges, achievements, and future prospects of the Black community in our district. Councilmember Mohammed's commitment to interfaith dialogue, cultural understanding, and unity is exemplified by his participation in the 5th annual Iftar Dinner, the budding Black and Jewish community cohort regularly meeting with.
We are back.
Yeah,
we are back.
We are back.
We are back. Okay, this is Qiana.
And this King Jab, the voice of the people, and we got another guest, y'all. If you want to introduce yourself, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Qiana Robinson, and I work for Pinellas Technical College.
Not P-Tech, y'all.
It's PTC. Like we had
Right.
correction on that.
I liable to lose my job.
Your mama not gonna play no more.
Yeah.
It's PTC, y'all.
Yes,
we
get
going
together.
off the old script, because you know what I mean. Like, I can dig it. I'm with that.
But yeah, so you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. If you're just joining us, everybody, welcome back. Thank y'all for coming back. We just had Akile on. She did a powerful message. If y'all are free, just to kind of recap that first hour. Tomorrow they'll be leaving from the Uhuru house to go up to the federal court system in Tampa at 8:30. If you need a ride and want to join, they want to pack up the courtroom. They're trying to get the charges dismissed against the Uhuru 3, the whole movement. If you have your own transportation, be there by 9:30. If you can't make the early morning at 6 o'clock, they will be there again at the Uhuru house talking about going to Washington on November 4th. So if y'all didn't get any of that, y'all can go back, listen to it, but we'll kind of be talking about that throughout the day. So thank y'all for coming back. Now we're going to move forward to this hour and talk about Pinellas Technical College.
I love that you all are so attentive to that. Thank you. Y'all gonna help me keep my job. Yes.
But when you leave, you can't come back. No, I'm just
it might be P-Tech, yeah. It's love.
So the importance of what's going to happen right here, right? I'm a strong advocate for our kids. I work with a lot of kids. Been volunteering, working with Lakewood High School football team for about 8 years. I'm a firm believer that college ain't for everybody.
I am too.
I'm a firm believer that some of our kids need trade school, and some of our kids actually have to just go back and start teaching with their hands.
You're right about it.
Because what's happening is, shout out to Antonio Brown, Barbershop Book Club.
Yeah, that's one of our teachers too now.
I know.
Okay.
So what's really happening is we have high school kids that's graduating that can read, but they can't comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're graduating and they can read the sentence, but they can't comprehend what they're reading. So we have to get these kids to learn how to do things with their hands, because we don't have to leave. We don't.
Absolutely.
This is true.
Yeah. And that's one of the things, like I mentioned, that we appreciate about being a part of the community and what it is that we do. Because Pinellas Technical College is all about certifications, licenses, vocational education. It's trades. And not only is it not an alternative for people who don't want to do or maybe can't do a 2 or 4 year type of option, it's something that anyone can do and then go on and start their own business with as well. With a few years of experience, I mean, you can do that. So you absolutely still can't get away from bookwork. There's going to be theory. You do have to sit in the classroom. You do have to know blueprints and schematics and all that type of stuff too.
But you got to be ready for your field now.
Absolutely. But if this is what you want, then you'll definitely have the opportunity to learn something that you can take with you for life. And we're not saying don't go to college if you want to do that, or if you decide later in life that you do want to. We call that the stackable credential. So maybe for now, you want to be a practical nurse. Maybe later you'll go on to be that RN or that MD, but we can get you started. Maybe now you want to do that electrical work. We got that electrician program or HVAC or whatever it is. So we got a
what
little
does
something for everybody.
PTC offer?
Wait, they say they can comprehend that phone. You know who they came from?
Oh Lord,
comedian Damon Davis.
Yeah, they definitely can. Well, they can comprehend the phone at 3 and 4 years old, so that ain't a reach.
Absolutely.
What does PTC offer? What trades do y'all currently offer?
Yeah, so we have between our two campuses, we have one in St. Petersburg and another in Clearwater, and we have over 60 different programs. So I'll oftentimes say we have a little something almost for everybody. So whether it be automotive collision or automotive technology, so working under the hood of those vehicles, we have diesel maintenance as well. We have welding, we have the HVAC, we have professional culinary arts and hospitality, we have practical nursing, surge tech, dental assisting. We have some computer courses, so we have network support. We have a CAD program. There's just so many different things. We have our public works program with public works with the drones. So you know what you're talking about.
Somebody
100%.
asked, do you have the dual enrollment? You used to have that back in the day.
We still have dual enrollment, absolutely. And we've even expanded it. So for those who don't know, dual enrollment is an opportunity for people who are high school students, juniors or seniors primarily, to leave their high school and then come to PTC for like the first 2 periods of their day. If they're attending a public Pinellas County school, a public school, then we actually provide the transportation. We provide the books that they need. If they need a uniform for class, we provide all of that. So it's no cost to the family. If they are in a private school, they do have to take care of their own transportation needs and things like that. But other than that, everything else is covered. So if a student, a parent, child want to get together and decide that they want to tour the campus, which I strongly recommend, make sure they know that the program that they're interested in is really what their child wants to do, because they are treated like an adult when they come and sit with us.
So parents, you cannot be calling talking about
my baby. No, yes. Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, they got to do the work.
You know how your kids get the first job and then your parents calling off for you. They calling the manager talking about you mistreated my child. Man, we hired them.
As an adult, right, young adult, so they're going to get the same experience as any other student is going to get in the classroom. And the other wonderful thing that we've done in partnership with Pinellas County Schools, because PTC is part of Pinellas County School System, is there are several programs right at the high school. So there are some high schools that offer dual enrollment courses right there. Students don't even have to leave their campus.
They do. So we have a question. Do you have a program at PTC just for high school students that are not in traditional high school?
So dual enrollment is going to serve everybody.
Okay.
They don't have to be in any magnet or fundamental or traditional program. It doesn't even matter.
As long as they're in the Pinellas County School.
Correct.
Okay.
And there is an application that they have to do. Have to have the permission of the principal, of the guidance counselor who's looking at their grades and making sure that they're on track, because we certainly don't want to detract anyone from doing what they need to graduate from high school. That's first and foremost. But after they do that application, we can certainly take a look at things and see if we can get them enrolled. So we have a high school recruiter. He's at all high schools, South County. We have a different person who does North County, but we in St. Pete for now, so we'll talk about St. Pete. And that's Mr. Chris Blackwell. And he's at all the different high schools. He's out there giving out those applications. So if they see him, that's who they want. But they can always call the school. Call Pinellas Technical College and let us know that you want dual enrollment for your child, or you just need some questions answered, and we'll get you what you need.
Now, one other question. What about the students that has been reassigned from Pinellas County Schools?
Again, whatever institution they're at to get their education, we just need to know so we can be in touch with their guidance counselor, see what those grades are like, to make sure that they meet the minimum qualifications to participate in dual enrollment. And then, of course, having to be a junior or senior, because you're mixing some young adults, some children with adults. So we want to make sure that there's a maturity level there. But just because someone has been reassigned or isn't at a Pinellas County school, it definitely does not exempt them from participating. They still want to get in touch with us and see about getting that application.
And then at least figure out where to start from.
Exactly.
Right. And then get the basis. So like, even if your student doesn't meet the qualification, it doesn't mean that they don't meet it later on. So once you know what you need, then you can strive for it, so then that you can get your student where you want them to be.
100%. Okay. And I say this about every program because we deal with people from all walks of life. Please, in this situation and any other, do not exclude yourself. do not look at a situation and say, I don't qualify because I've had some challenges in my background.
Mhm.
Don't say because I don't live in a certain area or I don't have the finances for it that I can't go to school. Do not exclude yourself. Allow the institution to tell you what you need to do or what the steps are, because it is possible that we can make some things happen for you. We have Pell Grants. We participate with FAFSA. So don't think that you can't afford it or that the time doesn't work or whatever the case may be.
Stop telling yourself
that
no.
you
Stop
can't
telling-
do it.
and
Exactly.
Last question: virtual school does count.
I would have to get some extra input from our guidance counselors about virtual school. I don't really see why not.
Okay.
I don't see why it would be an issue, but
Because
it's not as familiar.
Most virtual school is still Pinellas. A lot of them are
Still Pinellas County schools.
based. Yeah, so.
Exactly. Same thing with the charters and all that good stuff. So I don't foresee a specific reason why they wouldn't. You know, we have private school kids that come to dual enrollment and everything.
I got a PSA, y'all. Make sure when you sending your child to these private and charter schools that they are accredited.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just lost an athlete because he was going to a private school, and when they transfer the credits over, it's like the Pinellas County Schools doesn't recognize none of the credits. So it's like your sophomore year, bro, you had all Fs.
Oh no.
Yeah. Pay attention when y'all moving your kids to those charter schools and private schools.
So yeah, be careful.
Mm-hmm.
No, do your research. So with all the information that you're giving, people can actually come out on October 3rd, right?
Yes, they can. Ooh, I love that segue. Yes. So on October 3rd, that's Tuesday of next week, from 5:30 p.m. until 7 p.m., we'll be having our open house. We do this every year. So this is an opportunity for anyone to come and visit our campus. We're wide open for people to come and meet each and every instructor for all the programs that we have. They'll all have tables set up. We'll have some music going. We have different programs that'll be doing some services for free for those who are in attendance. So for example, our nail specialty program, they'll be doing some manicures. Our cosmetology program is supposed to be there doing some braiding. You mentioned Mr. Brown. He's going to be there along with Mr. Anderson, who also has had a shop in St. Pete, barbershop in St. Pete for several years. He's also one of our barbering instructors, and they're going to be doing some free haircuts. We have our professional culinary arts and hospitality program. That's a long name, but that's our culinary program, and they'll be providing free food. So you'll be able to walk around, meet all of our different instructors or whichever programs that you're interested in. We are also going to do a $500 tuition drawing. So people who are in attendance can enter to win that $500 tuition scholarship.
Y'all heard
$500 tuition.
$500 sound nice.
It does to come to PTC. Yes, absolutely. So they can enter to participate in that. And it's just a fun. We'll have a few giveaways that people can receive while they're there. So,
and what time is it?
From 5:30 p.m. until 7 p.m.
So 5:30 to 7 p.m. on October 3rd.
That's right.
You can come out. It's a free event.
Free event.
You can get your nails done, possibly get some braids. Somebody can get a haircut. You get fed. And get $500 off. So even if you get like Pell Grants or whatever,
absolutely,
you extra $500.
Extra $5.
So I'm just telling you, listen. I mean, honestly, don't miss it. Even if you just want to get the information.
100%.
Right. Even if you don't know what you want to do and you're trying to figure it out. If you have students who are unsure what they want to do, if they want to go to a traditional college, pick up a trade, this is a time to go and give them this information and let them see what it's all about. So then y'all can make an informed decision what you want to do with your future.
So well said. And that's really what it's all about. I think oftentimes there are people that make decisions about their career, and it's such a heavy decision for a young person to make at the age of 16, 17, 18 years old, what you want to do with the rest of your life. And it's heavy, and that might change over time. But one thing that we know, one thing that we've seen is that if you have a trade or a vocation, then you can always have a job.
Always work. Like,
there you go.
Because you can figure it out. Because somebody always needs somebody. We live in Florida. Somebody always need an AC fix.
Okay.
Right? We have tons of cars. Somebody always looking for somebody to do something with the cars.
Yes.
Plumbing. Do you see all these high rises that are popping up?
Yes.
They need somebody to come and do the plumbing.
I might need to take my course to PTC.
I'm just saying, like you just.
Let's talk about it.
It's a lot of stuff. there's people coming here. People always need their hair done. They always need haircuts. Like, this is things that's never gonna go away, that you can come and make this money. And when you have your own business, sometimes you make your own hours. Like,
That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's
you
the
write
goal.
your own paycheck. A lot of times it could be hard, so it ain't not necessarily always easy.
Right.
But you have the ability to take your future in your own hands.
That's it.
Now, modern day Job, what if you have a teenager what if a teenager has a troubling past? Y'all know I need glasses.
You got squints.
I'm a brother.
It is kind of far away from you, so it's okay.
And goes to secondary school. Do they still qualify?
We do tours for Pinellas Secondary School. We do tours with all of the different schools. That's okay. Right, no child left behind means no child left behind. Right. So when students are coming, and even when adults are coming, depending on the program, we're not interested in doing background checks. Now, within reason, there are some programs where yes, they do have to submit to a background check, because the places where you're going to do your clinical part requires that you have certain,
like
things
if you're
going on.
RN,
Yeah,
if you're going
that
for
can't
the
be avoided.
LPN, that's something that you can't. If you have a violent background, unfortunately, you can't.
And it's not about you having a felony; it's about you having a violent background.
You see what I just said? That's what
right.
I said. It's the violent background, like that you're looking at.
And even then, don't exclude yourself, because I've talked to several persons while recruiting, and they weren't sure. But then, because of whatever their offenses were, but once they actually came and talked to our guidance counselors, and we looked at which programs might work for them, they were able to enroll in school. So the same applies to our young people. And they don't, again, it doesn't matter what school they're going to, if they've had some difficulties or some challenges. The expectation is that when they're in the classroom, that they're able to govern themselves, because it's not a traditional classroom setting where there's a teacher and you sit and get. There's levels of independence where they're going to at some point be assigned a project and then be expected to independently create or complete that task as they're progressing. So as a maturity level, from a behavioral perspective, they do have to be able to govern themselves accordingly. But them going to a particular school because they've had some challenges in their academic career is not going to stop them from being enrolled.
Preparing them for real life, because you still have to have some type of maturity
Absolutely.
to run your business, to be on somebody's job. And so so there you go. It's life.
Absolutely.
I want to go on a tangent, and then I want to circle back around if you don't mind, Qiana.
No, go ahead. I don't mind.
All right. With a lot of talk about Pinellas County house schools, especially our South schools, and with the attacks on our principals, I'm reading articles. I think Goliath, you got a propensity to attack our Black women. Why am I going to say this? Because I look at the specialty programs in the dual enrollment. Lakewood has the CAT program, great program. Bogey has the medical program,
right?
Great program. Both of these schools have come under scrutiny.
And plus, Bogey is fundamental too.
Oh,
they have they have a fundamental program too.
And I have a serious problem, because it happened in my household with my son with the St. Petersburg High School construction program. And because this guy went through this program 4 years and can't frame this door right here. What are we doing here? But we're not pointing this out. So I would like for you guys to seek a very importance of that dual enrollment with that construction program, because we're living in St. Petersburg. They're finna rebuild downtown.
Absolutely.
And we're pushing people out this program that can't frame a door. And these are the young people that's supposed to be rebuilding our city. So I have a very big problem with this.
So now so if I'm hearing you right, like you're attacking Lakewood, you're attacking Bogosiega, but you haven't said nothing about
saying in the construction program is pitiful. It's a 4-year program. My son just graduated this year, and I'm telling you from personal experience, this man can't frame it. So I'm asking you guys to attack that, like, because this is a dual enrollment situation.
Absolutely.
You guys do construction, and this is important for our city. We're going to be rebuilding St. Petersburg for the next 30 years.
Absolutely. Well, if he is interested in continuing his career in building trades and construction,
That's
good too. Don't even worry about it again.
But
we do have that program too. Exactly.
And if you got a child in St. Pete High School in that construction program, I advise you right now to dual enroll because they need to come there and learn something.
Absolutely.
Because if they graduate at 18, 19 and can get that general contractor license, your child is going to eat right here for the next 40 years. You don't have to go nowhere.
Absolutely.
Not just for the next 4 years, for life.
I said 40.
Oh, okay.
40.
Okay, there you go. Okay, 40. I thought you
Yes.
said 4, but you put the 0 behind it. Okay, I'm with you.
Absolutely. So, I mean, of course, if there are challenges, whether it's a PTC course, that's one of these dual enrollment courses at a high school, or anything else, we always encourage folks to be involved and share their concerns, because that's the only way that we're going to be able to improve any of our courses, or any school is going to be able to improve that type of thing. So we are appreciative of the feedback that we receive, and parents have the opportunity, and our students have the opportunity to participate in surveys. The school system does take those very seriously, and we certainly do. We want to know, and in fact, our accreditation requires that we find out that we are indeed placing people in jobs, that folks are completing our programs, that people are getting the certifications and the licenses that are tied to their program, and we try to make sure that each and every program we offer has at least one certification or one license that people can get, because it's not about taking people's money. It's about making sure that we're having a positive impact on folks' lives, that they're coming in, they're going up, and they're getting out of the program successfully. So that's our goal, and we try to do that.
And some of these programs are not long-term programs either.
Right.
So like you can go in there, I've seen
like a career in a year is basically what we say. Some of the other programs, like the health programs, can be a little bit longer, but most programs can be done in about a year, some less than that. So
I like that, career in a year.
Yeah.
And she did not say a job.
A career.
That's very important, because that certification, especially if you're a convicted felon, that certification is the thing that can get you over the hump sometimes.
It really can.
Yeah. Do y'all do heavy equipment?
We have these CAT simulator courses that are short.
Y'all do CDL?
We have CDL, absolutely.
Heavy.
And then, so we have like a simulation course for advanced excavator, for motor grader, small wheel loader, I believe it is. So those same pieces.
That's all the stuff they gonna use to rebuild the city, y'all.
Yes.
All right.
Dozer, advanced dozer. We have it. So we don't have those huge trucks, of course, but what we have are simulations, and you get there, you get that certification. Yes.
So listen,
absolutely.
I'll be there October. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
October 3rd.
October 3rd.
That's a job, man.
That's it.
I'll be up there in my crane.
Yes.
Oh, y'all want it 40 degrees? Hold on.
Don't take that thing up there.
All right.
And it will, I'm pretty sure the public works program will be right outside of that lab. So you'll be able to look right in there. They should be able to take you inside so you can see the stuff.
You still have the driving program there too, right?
CDL, yes,
Yeah.
still there. So the trucks are like the first thing that people see from the road.
When you're riding down 34th Street,
Yeah.
you see the truck.
Yes, and that program does amazingly well. It's a wonderful program for people to be in. We're noticing even more women. We were on the television a little while ago. Women getting in a truck driving.
Big
so
truck
it's awesome.
Game on logistics also, because it's all right here.
Yes.
You don't have to get in the truck. Get you a dump truck.
There you go.
Because when they start tearing it down, we still right here in St. Pete.
Take advantage. Position yourself. And you can do it in less than a year.
This is the time to position you, because you hear people get out, even returning citizens. It's so hard for them to get a livable wage and to be accepted, because people look at their background and not them.
Absolutely.
And so to be able to have your own business, have the certificate, and be like, this is what I bring to the table.
Yes.
Forget all of this, but this is what I do. People respect that, and you can really start to change your life with it.
Absolutely. And I'd like to share a resource, a partnership that we have in place that may help some people who have that concern. So we have work with St. Pete Works and the CRA, and they are funding lots of individuals. As long as you live in the CRA, they'll fund a portion of your education at PTC, in addition to any other scholarships that you can find or anything else we're able to find on your behalf. So just know that if you do have a financial concern, we have a lot of folks that come through that heavy equipment course that may have some challenges on their background. But St. Pete Works will take care of the finances for that, and then they'll be able to participate in the program. So definitely ask them, go to St. Pete Works or come to us and see what we can do to try to make that happen for you. Again, do not exclude yourself. There's so many opportunities out here. You don't know because you didn't ask.
Take your kids, man. Parents, like, sit down and have a talk with your kids. Actually, you should be asking them every 90 days what they want to do, because it's probably going to change every 90 days. You know what I mean? So, but,
at least they're thinking about it.
Explore this as an option. Like, all kids not made to be pushed through college. College is a long ball game.
It is.
These certifications are pretty much access to the next level of income.
You're right.
When you're like, if you don't have a certification, you'll be lucky to make $50,000 to $60,000 a year. Like, you hit a lick if you don't have a specific. But with that training certification, with the increase of salaries, you're looking at 90 to 100,000 just having a certification right now.
It can really help, especially when we think about people in non-traditional roles. We are finding like individuals love women who are welders, love men who have compassion and want to do practical nursing. There's a strong demand. If you are willing to be an electrician and go through those programs and maybe continue on through journeyman status and work for Duke Energy, and you don't mind traveling, 6 figures.
If I were
CDL,
to do energy, I'm just going as an infiltrator. I'm trying to y'all going down if I get here. Oh man, that's funny. Nah, it ain't for me to work for Duke Energy.
Oh Lord. But definitely, if you're willing to invest in it, if you're, considering it like you were sharing, there are some lucrative payment opportunities, some lucrative careers there, because there's such a strong demand. There's so many people that are retiring. And like you said, there's so many opportunities right here in the city. And if we would all just get involved and pay attention to it, we certainly could fill a lot of those vacancies that just go, unmet.
Everything that we're talking about, complaining about, like not getting the jobs, they're bringing people in. If you get the certificates now, you have the ability to at least put a bid in and try to get it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
The most important thing is you got to be able to afford to live here.
You do.
So you can play if you want to.
Right.
It doesn't matter where if you can't afford to live here, you won't be here. So you need to step your game up early.
Right now.
Early, at a young age.
So if you had to leave the people with anything, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that Pinellas Technical College is certainly a place where you can change your life in about a year, and that they should not, like I said, exclude themselves in any way. You don't know what you don't know. And I would love the opportunity for them to visit the campus. I think sometimes you have to see it to believe it, to know it. And people sometimes don't know what they don't know. They don't know that we have the cosmetology and the facials and all that other type of stuff at that school. So come to Pinellas Technical College on October 3rd so you can see what may await you in your future if you partner with us.
So I wanted to do lashes, but my wife rejected it.
Oh.
Because I was going to go to P-Tech and learn how to do lashes, man. I thought I would have took over the game. I probably would have had Damien in there with me. But my wife rejected this. And you stopped one of my dreams, baby. I'm pointing at the camera right there. Because I was like, yes, y'all.
Lashes. Mm-hmm. Why you can learn that at PTC. We do have that.
Well, then I can do lashes. The women, I don't like your face right now, Qiana. I'm just go, and you're not responding, so I'm just go. But yes, y'all, PCC. I don't see. I got to the end, y'all.
See, you were going so good.
I'm not gonna let you lose your job because I need you.
Thank you.
I need you because what I got going on right now, we gonna be introducing a lot of re-entry people to those programs.
Absolutely.
So I'm not y'all retract that one. And if you have any, first of all, don't tell yourself no.
That's right.
Explore all the options for yourself and your children. Come in with a mind state of, okay, if you're going to be living in St. Pete, what can you add back to St. Petersburg?
Love it.
They say you would kill the lash game.
I know I would. I be big lash around here.
On fleek.
On fleek, yes. Lashes and eyebrows. I expand the eyebrows after I master the lash game, but I do have a question.
Okay.
I have a big food and beverage background.
Okay.
I don't want to take all y'all classes. Can I just take a few of them?
So, for as far as the full-time courses go, you can only take one class at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing I didn't mention, we actually do have some short courses, and we are, as a part of the department that I work in, the Office of Workforce Innovation, we actually do have the ability to build courses that meet immediate workforce needs, to meet employers' immediate needs. And so those are things like we might have a forklift operation and safety course or a defensive driving course. We're going to bring driver's ed to the campus really soon. And then life skills type stuff, just fun classes. So if you want
to holler at you twice, because I got one of those. We doing conflict resolution.
Ooh, see, soft skills.
I've been talking about it. I've been talking about it.
Oh man, we went to shout out to Eric Jackson with story, man. We went to the foundation and did a talk out loud session, and we got a very good response from it. I think we're gonna kill it. I think we might have a new Avenger team coming with me and E. It might be a problem now.
I like it. I like it. I like
stay
it.
tuned. But yeah, we definitely have we have some short course options that are even shorter than our full-time courses. They're just things that you can do in a couple weeks, maybe be done in a month. We have an air conditioning service fundamentals course, for example. It's not the full AC course, but it'll teach you some basics so you can get into the industry pretty quickly. Won't get you a certification, but it'll get your foot in the door. Same thing with silversmithing if you like jewelry making, because we have the jewelry making full-time class. We're going to be bringing a silversmithing class. We haven't declared a date yet, but our teacher's in place and we're ready to go. We're working with silver. So, and if other people have ideas, like you have some ideas that you've shared, absolutely bring them to me, Kaisha Robinson at Pinellas Technical College, St. Petersburg campus. I'm interested in having those conversations with people. If we can fill the class, if there's a demand for it, it's worth talking about. If it's going to lead to a career or a job opportunity or entrepreneurship, it's absolutely worth talking about.
That's exactly what I'm targeting. We're literally building an educational course for businesses.
Okay.
And then we're looking to take you from the creation to funding, all the way to receiving the government, county, and city contracts.
Awesome.
All of that. And all of that's in the platform. So I'm going to get back with you on that, because that's the second most important thing.
Yeah.
Once you get the certifications, y'all, we got to be able to go get this contract.
Absolutely.
So we can hire
agriculture,
get them bids.
Do y'all have agriculture classes, certificate?
We used to some time ago. We had a lot more in the arena of agriculture, landscape management, and things like that. But those classes had closed when we came back from COVID. Things were a little different, and some of those courses were the ones that didn't come back, like the arborist and stuff like that. So unfortunately, right now we are offering them. Hopefully, in the future, we'll be able to bring it back. In the meantime, go support Carla Bristol. I love her.
There you go.
Yeah, and I do taxes of a guy that's an arborist. And he makes
good money.
To cut bushes.
Right, but you got to cut the right ones or you get yourself in trouble.
You got to know how to cut a good bush.
You do.
Like, he'll sit there and talk to you 30 minutes about bushes. I'm looking at him like, all right.
You know what he's talking. Certified arborist.
All right. So listen, everybody gonna come out on October 3rd.
Yes.
Right. To you, everybody else is gonna be out tomorrow for the Uhuru 3.
Yep.
Right. So we got a packed full Libra season, because this is all.
And you need to let me do your lashes for your birthday.
I'll get my lashes done tomorrow at 4.
So you coming to Agape? Qiana gonna be at Agape tomorrow, y'all. I'm doing her lashes on live.
Big lash.
Big lash.
Now you're more than welcome to stay with us, because we end at 9. If you gotta go, I understand you gotta go to work.
And anything you want to add, tags, names, phone numbers, please do that now, because we're gonna move on to the next section. And you willing to stay with us?
Yes, you are.
I appreciate it.
I said, welcome.
Yes, you are.
I do thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and get back on this campus because we have lots of meetings scheduled for today. But I'll be so happy to be able to share that I was here, and I'm grateful for you all for allowing me the opportunity to do that. As far as contact information, I can be found. I do alternate between between the PTC St. Pete and Clearwater campus, but more often than not, you can find me in St. Pete. So my number is 727-893-2500. My extension is 2338, and I'll try to get you pointed in whichever direction we need to, or
Where
we'll
you
set up
be at?
something if we
I ain't
need
even
to.
seen you be hop on today. You be where you at?
He ain't with us. I was with him yesterday. I told him to go sit down somewhere.
Oh, because you be like always got ping, ping, ping.
So y'all got the info for PTC.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all hosting the career fair with the foundation next month? And I got the flyers in my car and I ain't look at the location yet.
I don't believe we're hosting. I think they have one with the PSTA next month.
Okay.
And it's happening at the foundation. But we have hosted them in the past, but this time I think they're going to be at the center. Yeah, which is okay because it's
the elevator too.
Oh,
take the stairs. It's better for your health.
I take the stairs anyway.
It's better for your health. I was looking for my card so I can leave you with my information, but I'm gonna grab one maybe from my car. I might have one out there.
All right, the door open. You can bring it right back in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank y'all. It's
thank
been
you very
fun.
much.
Yeah.
Oh, they say you be taking the PTO days, raining. Well said.
Yeah,
well.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna be looking forward to getting with you on several aspects because we got a lot of things going on, and I think P-Tech. I don't know. I might have to do that heavy equipment.
Well, go.
Nothing.
All right.
Because I'm pretty.
You gonna do it?
Because right now I'm in between that and this real estate license. I don't know.
You can do both.
I can because I'm very academic. It's kind of easy to me.
Quadruple threat.
Right? Yeah. Why not?
And so, can I do your lashes though?
I have a lash appointment on Thursday.
Right. You got to fill in. Yeah. She gonna do the full set. You do the fill.
The girl go cancel, and she gonna be calling my phone. I'm gonna answer on the third time. Like what?
The third.
Like, big lash. I need big lash.
The big lash.
Because my birthday Friday.
You know where I'm
we gonna be
happy birthday.
So y'all come out and
on
celebrate. Yes, and y'all know it's Libra season. Where my other fellas at? They already know.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, come on, you
would not soft press bully me into doing spirit fingers on this.
No. Everybody does it. Come on.
Oh, what's it?
Everybody that's seen
I have yet to see Jabato.
Yeah,
me and Jabato, we both we ain't even agree to nothing.
First of all, he did it when our meeting on Sunday. I was like, y'all know what season it is. Everybody said, come on.
I'm sure.
Yeah, no,
maybe at the end of the show, I'll save mine to 8:58.
It's Libra season.
My final words will be let it rain and clear it out.
Hey. Yeah, he was so close. Just commit to it.
No. It's Libra season. It's Libra season. Okay, come on.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. Would you rather have a child every year for the next 20 years or never have children at all?
Repeat that. Because, I want you to understand what you're saying right now. Thank you. Repeat it for the people, please.
Oh, and Brother John talking about Elmo. Sir. Would you rather have children every year for the next 20 years or never have kids at all?
So
that means you wouldn't have been able to have nobody.
On this one here, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna succumb to the gender roles and go ladies first because you would actually have to have all 20 of them and not me.
I know.
Every year you like.
So here we go.
20? I don't want. Listen, much as I love kids, I don't think I can do one every year for 20 years.
No,
I don't
never
want you got an infant every year.
For 20, you never gonna have freedom.
Diapers every year.
You're gonna have a child in your house for the rest of your life.
I'm a certified pawpaw right now. And I won't change diapers none. I will if I have to. But I'm the one that'll bring, here go your baby. Change the diaper and bring them back. Yeah, change the baby. That's your job.
So Mama Blue say, girl, I already have all them children. Just ain't birthed them.
At all. Yeah, you get one every year because I'm finna sign up, Mama Blue. I feel like
Damien say never have kids at all. So, listen, so here we go.
One every year for 20 years, Qiana.
Mm-hmm.
Childbirth. You can only do so many C-sections.
Oh. But you seen the little shows where they have like
man, I watched the Doritos, man.
You see how many
and listen, after so many, they started to look funny looking. I'm sorry.
Oh Lord.
Little baby, like you gotta slow down so the baby can get the full head development. Like you got these little head babies. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, yeah, I seen the Doritos. I don't like it. I'm just saying.
I like the Doritos. I watched it. I like the Doritos.
No.
But
it's slow down. Like, come on.
But he had multiples.
But that's why some of the babies heads.
But you only having
you
one.
Have so many heads.
No.
Heads in one stomach.
No. Listen, one baby each year. Boom, boom. Boom.
But you still gonna cross over and some of them babies' heads gonna be long, leave alone, and they gonna be jelly neck.
No.
Like
I do not subscribe to what Jan is talking about.
Like the baby gonna be jelly neck like a little blue face, man. Cause I've seen a lot of jelly neck children, but the lean back on that particular child is yes. It's a lot of jelly in that neck.
Modern day Job say they do after women have so many babies, their babies do develop medical problems.
Little heads.
So he said, "Me too, Jab." All right, I don't know. The thing that I would never have a Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Then that means like.
But when you start, you can't stop. You listen.
I heard it. So then I guess I'm gonna have 20 babies. Then know that I won't have one at all. I think who's gonna carry on your legacy?
Man, listen.
You have no children.
But I'm 20 and listen, I got a grandson that's 6 years old, right? This joker this big. And he's still I gotta remember he's 6. Because when he jumps on me, I be wanting to bust him in his jaw like, bro, you heavy, but he's only 6. Every year,
Damien said, "Q, I have to chase Zayden every day."
Well, that what made me think
I want to do this.
Man, this show is dropped off the couch on my back, and y'all almost lost me to a 6-year-old.
I can believe it.
Man, I'm almost left here.
So at this point, if we started 20 years ago, we done. We started.
Yeah, no, you done for real. Like you gonna be looking like the crypt keeper. You done. You right. You done. You are done. Both of y'all, you and the spouse, y'all cooked after 15 years of infants. You know how the rings around your eyes look.
But that's the question. Would you rather?
No, we gonna reject both of those for the first time. We rejected both of those, man. It's rejection on both of those. We'll start back over tomorrow. Would you rather? When it is Friday, yeah, we'll just come back with it because I'm just saying no rejection on both of those. But I do have an Ask Qiana.
All right, let's go. Let's run it.
All righty, y'all. Let me get my Ask Qiana voice.
Go ahead.
In today's world, discussions around faith, personal pleasure, and intimate relationships have become increasingly complex. There seems to be a wide range of opinions within the Christian community about whether or not using a sex toy is considered as a sin. Some argue that it's a matter of personal choice and intimacy, while others express concerns based on interpretations of religious teachings. I'd like to know your thoughts, and do you think that it's a sin to use a sex toy? Why are you looking at me? You looking at me like you want me to say something first. You don't want me to say what's in my brain right now. I promise you, I'm gonna retract that and I will say something.
Okay.
Christians deserve flowers. Thank you. Christians deserve flowers. Maybe a rose or two.
I'm gonna say it's a personal choice. Like honestly, if
Stop laughing, man. Get it together.
okay, because today's been comical. No, today's been really a good day. If religiously is if I can't even talk, right?
Do you think it's a sin?
No.
Okay. All right.
But if you do,
so is it a sin after you go past a certain number? Like you got 5 to 10, you in sin level. Like what makes it?
I subscribe to the two people in a relationship define what it is. If you're super religious and you feel like it's a sin, do what's best for you. Like if you want to abstain from sex, do that. I
don't be super religious, sir. And your woman over there talking about.
But and I will tell you this.
Y'all better figure it out some way. Like, hey, boy, don't slack. Yeah.
Well, and I'm telling you, I'm one of them people who have been celibate, right?
Okay.
Like throughout I done did like 3 years here, and then, like I've done the journey, and it wasn't for religious purposes. It's just something that I did. Like I'm pretty picky, and
But I think that you wasn't celibate just from your toys too. Yeah. See, ooh.
No, but
you talking about? Yeah. Exactly. I'm trying to keep this PG, y'all, when we on this radio, but yeah, celibacy is. Well, I recommend that because just having control of yourself,
I think it's
and saving yourself until somebody come through that,
I think I think celibacy, when you're looking at it, is something that it takes control, right? And I think because I believe that when you're into a relationship, sex is important, but it's not the number one thing. It's definitely important to have a healthy sex life and be able to have it, but it's not the basis of your relationship. But in a relationship, I believe in commitment. So I have to commit to myself first before I can commit to anybody else. And me going celibate is me committing to myself, if that makes sense. So that's why,
Yeah.
Oh,
I ain't read it. I can't even read it because
Q been sitting her off. How? Whatever. Modern day Job always come. Like we was on the podcast on last Wednesday together.
I fell asleep. Y'all know that's after my hours, but I
yeah, he kind of went in. So yeah, I'm gonna say do what you want to do, what makes you comfortable, and I'm gonna tell you, people are gonna judge you regardless. It's your life. Do that makes you comfortable at the end of the day. That's all I'm gonna say.
Man, I'm gonna add this here, bro. Fellas.
Hey, go ahead.
Don't let your childish mentality, your ego, or your personal feelings
with those toys
getting involved with those toys, because sometimes you might need an assistant.
So here you go. I used to sell sex toys, right? I used to do classes.
My homeboy did that. Like my homeboy put up, I got a bunch of sex toys in his bed. I'm like, never go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, so I went and did it. I did, and actually I made really good money. And I used to do like couple parties.
Yep, I remember.
I did couples parties, and you'll be amazed on the things that can enhance your sex life. I mean, if you're spending a lifetime with somebody, you need to spice stuff up. We heard from Nancy all day, and then all of a sudden she's shaking her head. Like
not she here.
Nothing, but now she's shaking her head on the forehead and all this other stuff. But yeah, like you need to be open to it. A lot of times men are like, nah, I ain't doing that. Listen, if you aim to please, open up your mind. Yeah,
I was finna say something
Go ahead.
very disrespectful.
Oh Lord.
But if you're a Christian, because that's what the whole purpose of it is about, dedicate your roles. That's all.
If you called it was for you. If it went on your head, then it wasn't for you.
That's what I mean. Like be all in. Now, you know what I mean? That's all.
He said Qiana did it all on laughing. She so sexual.
And she killed the Tesla. Like, don't leave that out, man. This lady, she ran out of gas in the Tesla.
What? So listen, y'all already know I'm one of them people. If I thought I wanted to do it, I did it. Like, and I still do.
Be everywhere with it, man. And I ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna go get this heavy equipment operated like in case I gotta remove your Tesla one day.
Oh, you ain't never listen. You ain't never got to worry about me ever running out again.
I seen a post where they talking about they had a gas operated generator charging a Tesla.
You did. As a matter of fact, Nancy's son told somebody to the charging station, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a black guy. Now it was completely dead. It was raining. Mm-hmm. I said, hey, listen, you're gonna have problems. He didn't believe me. Now I had to walk him through what I learned because he was gonna be dead. He was gonna be stuck like Trump. He wouldn't have never figured out how to get what
y'all
he needs.
Y'all need to break that down.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all.
He be checking attendance.
Yeah. So all y'all Christian women on here, again, I'll be doing lashes.
Big lash. Big lash.
I'm finna span off in the lashes, man. I feel like I gotta call it. I'm going to PTC.
His wife already said no.
So don't nobody care about her saying no. I can say yes. Once I blow up, she ain't got nothing to say anyway. It's like, oh, yeah, not.
No, I have not been in some kind of entanglement.
Who said that? Say what?
Oh, go ahead.
You talking about he ain't been in no entanglement?
No, in entanglements.
Oh, yeah. No, we don't do it. We don't listen. We ain't got enough money for entanglements, bro. Like, that come with a whole other pay wage.
I think you think about all the jobs, like, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, no. But yeah. So this has been a great show. Still packed. My birthday's Friday. I'm accepting gifts from now until
I got a gift for you.
And then we'll be at the Catalyst. I want the gift. We'll be at the Catalyst. So we'll be at the Catalyst on Friday. Show up. Yeah. Come
I ain't been to Catalyst. I'm not gonna make no promises because Thursday and Friday is I actually cleared my schedule as work days for me. Like
and this game.
I gotta dig in. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to the game because I gotta dig in.
If you have your final thoughts, what would you say?
My final thought.
You gotta have final thoughts.
No, I don't really, but I do have one.
Okay.
PTC, y'all.
9.
Prepare yourself or your children to be in position to rebuild our city. We can eat right here for the next 40 years, and we can do it with these trades and certificates. And dedicate your roles.
Yeah. So be the change you want to be or see. Write down those 5 things. Show up for me on Friday. And
y'all please come out and hang out with Qiana on Friday, man.
Please. I really wasn't excited about this, but like y'all know I'm big on birthdays, but I didn't plan nothing. Like I was it was a last minute.
As the numbers keep spinning, you just be like, oh.
No, I'm grateful.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like the celebratory. Like
I still want
every 5 years now.
No, I like to celebrate every year. I just this year I don't know, but yeah, come out 9:00 at the Catalyst.
Friday, y'all.
Friday, and Mama Blue birthday is on Saturday, and she's having like a fashion show. So come out to the fashion show. I'm not quite sure where it's at, but I know she'll throw it
Send
in
me
there.
the info and I'll put it on my show tomorrow, Mama Blue.
So then catch us on Friday. If you send your kids or you to P-Tech, everybody's welcome. It's free food. Get some free services. October 3rd. From
That's
5
Tuesday.
to 7:30. So it's in the evening when everybody get off of work. If you want to support the Uhuru 3, that's all day tomorrow, starting at 8:30 all the way to 6. So yes, this has been a great show. I'm Qiana.
And this King Jab, y'all be easy. See y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. for the Voice of the People.
And this has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, and we are out.